I've been thinking, I've been thinking about this a bit on my little self-improvement journey, whatever you want to call it, self-betterment journey. Um, there's a lot of factors that go into improving one's self. And um, there's a lot of there's a lot of advice out there. There's a lot of practices that have been recommended, and most of them go along the lines of, you know, um, just hustling and improving your discipline. And this bird is standing right next, dude. Oh my god, he's coming right up. This is so random. I'm so off topic. Hold on, this is cool. This bird, man. Hey, buddy. He's right next to my window. Oh, that just made my day. That just made my day. I'm sorry. That was so off topic. Um, he was standing right next to my car door, just staring up at me. No fear, nothing. That's not something you see every day. Um, anyway, where was I? There's a lot of um there's a lot of advice out there, and it's this very, push yourself and build more discipline, and all this, and hustle and whatever. A lot of people in the modern world, in the Western world, really need that advice. They really need that advice. I needed that advice. I still occasionally need that advice. We can always improve our work rate and our focus on the things that really matter, and investing our time into things that actually better us in the long run, and aren't just our time isn't spent on just cheap pleasures, stuff like that. That's good advice. That is great. My issue is it it misses the mark on the other side, okay? For somebody like me, and anyone who's been at self-improvement for for a long period of time, they have built good discipline. They have built good work ethic. They have learned to prioritize what is necessary and what is not, and they make good use of their time, and they are a way more driven and productive person. That's great. But a lot of them are still unhappy, and they're doing all the things that the self-improvement community tells you to do. They are perfecting everything, and yet they are still not there. They are still not feeling the best. Now, doing all these practices, and taking care of your health, and going to the gym, and taking care of your mental health, all that, it's going to make you feel good, okay? It's definitely going to improve your mental health. That's not what I'm not saying that these practices don't work. What I'm saying is that what I'm trying to get at here, okay, is that some people don't need more discipline. Some people, it's not that they need more discipline. It's not that they need to be more driven or that they need to be doing more and more. Life, to be happy in life, and I hate saying that. I hate the pursuit of happiness, okay? Because I've probably said this before, but people who want to be that their goal in life is to be happy, it's nonsense, okay? They are simply the idea of wanting to be happy is what it really means is that they don't want to feel suffering. That's what that means. You can't avoid suffering. It's impossible. There's highs and there are lows in life, regardless of what you do, regardless of how much wealth you have, how um, physically and mentally fit you are. There are highs and there are lows always. But there is another side to self-improvement that doesn't get enough love, okay? And it's something that I've been working on a lot lately because I am a very driven person, frankly. I push. I will I was at a point in my self-improvement journey when I had just filled my schedule with so much stuff and I was hitting I was I had this whole schedule filled all the times filled up with some kind of practice that would better myself, and I was doing everything every single day. I wouldn't skip a single day on anything on my schedule, okay? I was perfecting, I was utilizing every second. And after a while that will get to you. It'll catch up to you. And it took a while for that to happen. Oh, now there's a raccoon. This is something. All the wildlife is coming out to play, huh? He's probably got rabies. That's not good. All right, so we have a bird and now we have a raccoon. I feel like Noah from Noah's Ark right now. Oh, he does not look good. Hold on. We're gonna show it. Yeah, we're gonna show it off. Man's on a mission. Alright, enough distractions. I'm sorry. Enough distractions. This is a good example of what I'm trying to get at, actually, and I'm going to use it to segue a bit. Notice, this is something that I'm noticing the wildlife a lot more, okay? I bought a bird feeder and I suction cupped it to my window. And now the birds come and they eat I refill it constantly. They eat a lot, by the way. They drain that thing really fast. And the birds come to my window and I watch the birds. Just little things like that, noticing nature. By the way, nature is one of the greatest ways to practice just finding joy in life, okay? I wrote about this in my in one of my journals, which is funny because I recently found out that Holocaust survivor Anne Frank um, also wrote the same thing in her journal, which I did not know at the time when I wrote it, but she said, I don't know exactly what she said. What I said, all right, and she wrote something similar, okay? I wrote, stay close to nature. The closer one is to nature, the more content his soul. And she wrote something similar. I don't want to I don't want to try to quote it because I'm going to get it wrong, but you could look it up. She wrote something very similar, and it's very true. Um, I discovered this when I was in the forest of St. Kitts, and I noticed how content the residents of that island were, and how much time that they spent just in nature. So I decided, in my pursuit to find more joy in life, um, that I would practice just little things like hanging a bird feeder. It's so simple. It's something you wouldn't even think of, but it's changed my perspective. Just that little thing. I'm trying to take it. It's the summertime now. It's warm out, so I'm trying to utilize as much as much time as possible to stay outside. Um, I work outside, and that's not enough. Okay, I need to be in the woods. All right, I need to be in the forest. I need to be on my deck, looking out over the horizon. I need to be doing something where I'm really truly just it's quiet, and I'm just taking in the beauty of God's creation, and so I'm taking more walks, and I'm learning to find more joy in life. Okay, and I'm gonna experiment with a lot of different things, but nature is is a big one because it's so simple. Nature is everywhere, even in the cities. There are, you know, on the sidewalks. There's like grass growing through the sidewalks. It's everywhere. If you are in a city, consider leaving it for a while. You know, I recently had a bit of a revelation because we were working. We went to a job at my work. We went to a job, and this particular customer had some of the prettiest, um, one of the prettiest front yards I've ever seen. And they had a huge stream coming down and to the lake, and there was a big bridge over it, and it's hard to describe, but it was very beautiful. Okay, it was probably one of the most beautiful, because I've worked for a couple different companies, and we're always working for, the upper class, the more wealthy types, I'll say. So I've seen a lot of beautiful um, homes and yards and properties, what have you. This was probably one of the most beautiful, and um, I had a realization, and now I'm somebody who loves to travel. Now I don't travel often, but when I do, it's probably one of the most satisfying experiences that I have. And I realized that if I was to travel to another country, I frankly wouldn't want to visit something like the Eiffel Tower or the city of London. Or so, I wouldn't want to go somewhere man-made, okay? That those types of things just don't appeal to me, okay? Now, if I was to travel somewhere to like the hills of Scotland or you know, somewhere in Italy, just pretty landscapes, beaches, nature is far more beautiful than anything man-made on this earth. And you can disagree with me. I am so sure of that statement. And just being in that environment will bring you peace. Why? Because frankly, it's where we belong, all right? We are just as animal as as anything else on this earth, any other living thing on this earth, and our minds are most at home in nature. So going back to the start here, I know I went off a bit there, but that was another. I wanted to make a video on nature, but I figured I'd merge these two together. So this video might be a little longer, but I just wanted to get that point across. Back to where I was at the start. When you're on this journey to improve yourself, it's very important that you are joyful, that you are present, that you are at your mental best. So yes, discipline is good. Pushing more is good. But ask yourself, is it... Now I'm not saying that you should throw your discipline whoa. I'm not saying you should throw your discipline away. You should stop going to the gym and you should just dedicate all your time to going out in the woods and trying to find the little things in life. I'm not saying that. You should stay as disciplined and like stay where you're at. But should you be pursuing more discipline? Should you be pursuing more discipline? Or is your issue that you lack joy in your life, and maybe you should put a little more effort into discovering what truly makes life worth it for you. And that's a hard question for some people, okay? What makes life worth it? And there is an answer. I'm telling you, there's an answer. And it's going to take a lot of silent reflection. It's going to take a lot of trying new things and discovering where your peace is. and learning to find gratitude in things that you normally wouldn't even consider, because there's a lot you're blinded to in your life that you have to be grateful for, and whether you want to see it or not, it's there. And as soon as you tune in to how many blessings you really have, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable. And there is no one, there's always someone worse off than you. So don't lie to me and say there's no blessings. Watch my video on the power of thoughts. I forget what I named that video. I basically said that your thoughts determine your reality, and they do. And what you think and what you give your attention to determines your peace. So find things that bring you peace and give them your attention. Like I said, I find a lot of peace in nature, in the wildlife, and I've been working to surround myself with that. I bought the bird feeders and whatnot, and that's what's worked for me. So figure out what works for you, okay? And just find joy in your life, man. That's what I'm working at. I need to find more joy in my life, and a lot of other people do too, okay? So I'm gonna end it there, or I'm gonna start repeating myself like always, but I hope you got the point there. I hope I was clear on what I'm trying to get across here. I was glad to get a video out today. I am glad to get a video out today. I've been writing up a book. I've been working on a book, and it is a whole melting pot, I guess you would call it, of different practical self-improvement tactics. And I wanted to write, I know you guys probably don't care about the book I'm writing, whoever's watching, but I'm going to talk about it anyway, real quick. I want to write something that somebody who's suffering, who's in that hole that I was in way back when. I wanted a book that I could hand, that anybody could hand to somebody in that position, and it would just change their mindset and change their life and give them a whole arsenal of knowledge that I personally wish I had at that stage of my life. So I don't know how long it's going to take for me to finish it, but if anybody is watching and likes the sound of that, I will keep you guys posted on my progress with said book, and it will be published at some point. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.